beautiful sunny morning at the Telegen QIO headquarters in West Des Moines, Iowa. And I have the pleasure today of visiting with Fran Audie. Fran is a senior QI advisor for the Iowa Quality Improvement Organization. For the past few years, Fran has worked with physician practices to provide direct technical assistance for the PQRS and meaningful use programs. Fran, thank you so much for taking time to be with us today.
You're welcome. I am excited to share with your viewers some of the work we are doing through the QIO in association to the PQRS, meaningful use, and the recent MIPS legislation.
Fran and I had an interesting conversation earlier today about how broad their scope of work is. For today's segment, we're going to focus on the commitment to continuous quality improvement. Now, can you tell us a little bit about the projects that you are working on and the assistance that you provide for the current PQRS and meaningful use programs?
Sure. First of all, I let people know that PQRS and meaningful use are two separate quality reporting programs. Then we helped people determine if their healthcare practitioners are eligible to participate in PQRS. If so, then we discussed the various reporting methods and if they want to report for each individual practitioner or for their group as a whole, and what measures they might want to consider selecting. Measures should be applicable to their type of practice and align with their quality improvement goals. Most of the practices I work with are primary care, and we focus on 4 cardiac measures, what we call the ABCs: aspirin therapy when appropriate, blood pressure control, cholesterol management, and smoking cessation.
Very good. And can you give us an example of those protocols and interventions that you've seen your participants use around the cardiac measures?
Yes, I can. Some interventions can be very simple, very low tech. For instance, you can put a red magnet on the exam room door to signify to the practitioners to retake the patient's blood pressure because it was too high upon initial reading. There are also automated office blood pressure monitors that are very effective in eliminating that white coat effect. And we discuss ways to overcome clinical inertia. Now, other interventions that are successful are to use your EHR's reporting capabilities. You might want to run a report to find out which patients have had an elevated blood pressure on 3 or more occasions who have never been diagnosed with hypertension. You can also run a report of your hypertension patients to see who has not been in the past 6 months and needs to be evaluated. Then you can contact them and get them scheduled. And don't refill their prescriptions until they have been seen in the office. And finally, protocols are a very effective method to boost your hypertension control rate. You can customize or use a standard protocol available from Million Hearts. And then when reviewing the data before you implement any of these strategies and compare those to after your implementation, we've seen how effective these interventions have been to improve the outcomes. This will make the eligible clinicians more prepared for when they are graded on quality performance in MIPS.
Oh, yes. Speaking of MIPS, do you see your work changing with the MIPS?
Yes, we do see some changes. The QIOs recently received notification from CMS of a contract modification for the work that we're doing on the Meaningful Use Quality Improvement Initiative. They are expanding the focus to support MIPS eligible clinicians. We will be offering CMEs and CEUs for eligible clinicians that complete MIPS educational modules focused on performance, categories of quality, clinical practice, improvement activities, resource use, and advancing care information.
Now, would you say that you consider your work with the practices that you're doing on the cardiac measures maybe setting the stage for continuous quality improvement?
Absolutely. Hopefully they will see successes with these measure outcomes and build upon that by identifying other areas where they would like to see improvement. This work teaches them how to identify a problem, set some goals, analyze the data, and then implement actions in a way that works for them. It's so rewarding to see the excitement when they realize the data really does help them to see success. And if you don't have the data, it's really hard to measure success, especially over the long run.
Fran, it sounds like there is a lot of really good work going on out there. I just want to thank you so much for taking time to share with us today. We certainly appreciate your expertise in this area.